Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. So today I didn't quite know what to do for this week's video. In the beginning I had filmed an art supply haul video, but I wanted to do some kind of painting and maybe save the art supply haul for next week's video, so stay tuned for that. And I didn't want to use too much time to prepare a big painting, with the sketching, composition, doing a lot of research about what should I paint and finding reference photos, and trying too many color combinations to find the correct one. So I just cut out 3 small pieces of paper from some leftover paper I had, and I just started painting. It's something I really like to do before I'm doing a real big painting, to kind of warm up. It's like when you are doing some kind of sport, fitness, you kind of warm your body up before you do the actual game or the actual program, so you don't get any injuries, that kind of stuff, to get a good start. And that's something that I like to do also with paintings. Before I do a big painting, I really like to do a small painting with maybe some of the same techniques, some of the same colors, to get started, and you kind of warm up a little bit, get prepared for the big painting, especially if it's maybe a technique like the salt technique. Try that before the real painting, so I kind of remember what I'm supposed to do and how it works, so I won't make any mistakes in the real painting. But it's also something I really like to do with small paintings when I maybe only have 30 minutes to an hour to paint, and then I can make a small painting like this where I just paint some kind of landscape, something simple, where I don't have to make a sketch and prepare for a painting. I can just paint, and I don't always necessarily need a reference photo. I can just paint straight away, use the colors I feel like using. And I try to, I made 3 small paintings in this video. I try to use gouache a lot more. In here I used to make the clouds, and I really like using gouache to make the clouds because it can easily get blended. I can easily blend the colors together even though they're dried on the paper, which is quite nice. And I also decided to make a lot more clouds in the next painting, which I'll start in a minute. And also used the gouache to make highlights, details in the water and the reflection from the sun. And I really like this small painting. The colors are so pretty, these peachy, orangey, pinky color and the purple color, so pretty. And the next painting I wanted to use mostly blue colors and try to stick to the same blue colors. And I wanted to make a lot of clouds in this painting. I kinda made the mistake to make them too close to the ground, which I oddly first discovered quite some time into the painting. But it was kind of like a happy mistake, you can say, because then I made that mistake to make them too close to the ground, and then I thought, hey, why not make some kind of magical landscape painting with, it's some kind of misty fog effect, smoky effect on the ground, and I could paint some trees and some grass in between and make a sky filled with stars and shooting stars maybe, or the moon. I had a lot of ideas. So a happy little mistake turned into quite a magical painting. It was around here I was like, oh, they are quite close to the ground. And then I was like thinking about what should I do while I painted the rest of the clouds, which turned into some kind of smoky effect later. And that's something I really like about these small paintings too, that sometimes a mistake will happen, and then you kind of have to work with the mistake you have made, and how can I maybe redo this painting or use that mistake to make the painting even better. It's something you can really learn from, how to work with the mistakes you have made, because sometimes a mistake can help turn the painting into something better, or you can use that mistake to your advantage in some way, like I tried to do. with changing it from being clouds to some kind of smoky mist effect. And I really loved using the gouache paint, because the gouache is easily reactivated with water, so I can easily blend this kind of smoky effect into the watercolor background and make it even more, mystical, smoky, I really like that. And I tried to paint some trees, both in front of that smoky effect, but also in between and behind, so you can kind of get the idea that it's going through the forest and it's not just something in the sky behind the forest. And I got the opportunity to make pretty stars again. If you followed me for a couple of years, I love to make stars on a dark blue night. It's one of my favorite things to do, and some of the stars were a little bit too big, but again, happy mistakes. I could turn those big stars into shooting stars. Just taking my watercolor brush and just swiping, that in the right direction, and then it was a shooting star. So again, it made it more magical and very pretty and cute to look at. And the third and final painting. I only used gouache in this one to kind of, push myself and not use watercolors, which are my favorite thing and what I am most comfortable using. I just plugged in the colors, very solid colors, because later I could blend them together. And I really love all these green colors. I'll try to use some colors I didn't use in my two last paintings, to try something different, a different color palette for each painting. And I just use the brush with some water to blend it a little bit more, the colors together, but still keep it a little bit rough. So it still had that kind of charming look to it, that is kind of, it's not completely finished, but it's not a raw painting, So it still had that kind of charming look to it, with a very rough texture and brush strokes you could easily see. But, as you probably know me by now, I tried to add a lot of details at the end. It started with some grass I tried to make, and then slowly all of that grass turned into flowers. And if I stopped it around now, I would have really liked it and be happy with it, but I kept adding more and more flowers, I had just thought, I made a very rough gouache painting. I am really proud of myself, but then I added all the details and the flowers, and it had to happen, but I still like it, and it was fun to do, and I'll try to do more gouache painting like this in the future. And here you can see a close-up of all the paintings. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making these small paintings. And I hope to see you next time, and remember to stay creative.